Hey, this is Anna of ESGU, formerly the Faithful Dove. We are talking about support and service animals. There's a lot of questions. There are so many questions that people don't know, and there are new rules. So pay attention. First of all, let's start with the difference between just a moment. Let's start with the difference between a service animal and a support animal. Emotional support animals, sorry, emotional support animals are just that. You're having a bad day, you can't seem to get through life. You go home, you hug your dog. But if you have a serious problem with it, where you can't function and you're shaking in public, social anxiety disorder, agoraphobia, severe panic attacks, things like that, and your doctor might say you qualify for an emotional support animal. Big difference here. The support animal, you must have a note from your psychiatrist, okay, that goes along with the badge that you get, the badge and the certificate. Okay, I have my counselor doesn't write that, so I have to find a psychiatrist still. I do have a note from my doctor, my interpretations. Are they allowed? Okay, before we go there, service dog. Okay, service dog and support animals. Support animals don't require training to do a specific job. They're cuddly, they're cute, they make you feel better when you hold them. Service animal has specific training. They, help you in your daily activities. They might get the clothes out of the dryer for you. They might open the fridge and bring you a drink. They're for people with mobility issues. They're for the disabled people. They're for people who cannot physically do things for themselves. You cannot just claim you have a support animal or a service animal without getting the proper things. Okay. Now they've gotten smart. They can ask you in the store, okay, use this, there's a vest here, but where is this letter from your psychiatrist? The landlords can ask you, everybody can ask you now, which I am happy about, because it's kind of stupid to let you have a support or service animal and nobody can ask you for proof. Okay, that was everybody going into the store. Service animals are specially trained. So there have been so many incidences where a person lied and said, this is my service animal, this is my support animal, to have the vest, made up card, purchased it from somewhere, went into the store, a real service dog was in there, got into a fight with them or intimidated this service dog, and the next thing you know, the service dog is out of commission. They cannot do their job. That's not funny. It's not cool. Okay. You've no business taking an untrained animal and claiming it's a service animal or support animal into a store without the proper training. Nowadays, and certificate. Nowadays, now they can ask you. Okay. Very important. They can ask you. So if you do have a service or support animal, make sure you carry the doctor's note with you as well. Here's another thing. So many people were claiming they had emotional support animals, and some of them did and some of them didn't, on airplanes and in stores and everything like that. Now they can refuse you if you cannot provide the piece of paper from the psychiatrist for the support animal, or your animal causes a disturbance. They've always been able to deny you in that case. So it doesn't matter if you have a service dog or a support dog or whatever. If your dog doesn't behave themselves, if your animal's not behaving themselves, then what are you going to get? You're going to get kicked out, and it's okay. And that's what I was laughing about. This lady brought 2 support birds into the store in a cage, and they were making a ruckus and making a mess everywhere. When they were asked to leave, she's threatened to sue them. Obviously, nothing ever happened with that because she was lying. Okay. This is why now the law states that you have to be able to prove your animal has the paperwork. Okay. To prove that your doctor wanted a support animal. But in this case, number one, there was red flags because number one, she had two. People normally have one. In extreme cases, they will allow you to have two. Number two, birds, yes, they can be support and service animals, but how can a bird help somebody get the laundry or help somebody with mobility issues? If I ever find a wonderful video on that and the bird is doing that stuff, cool, so cool, I will show you. But to this day, they're too light to be able to help in that manner. So just know it's going to get around. If you're faking and you bought the certificate, but you don't have a letter from a psychiatrist for your support animal, or you don't have the service dog training papers from an official training place, you're getting kicked out. You're getting kicked out. And I don't blame these stores. So much trouble has been caused in these stores by these animals who are not trained. Like literally, you can screw up some service dog who's helping a person with no legs by bringing your untrained animal into the store, and that animal interferes, intimidates, or fights with the dog that is supposed to be helping the the service dog. They're supposed to be helping the person with no legs, say. That's not fair. Okay. Show some compassion. A lot of these people come from the military. A lot of these people fought for your freedom. Okay. A lot of people fought for your freedom. You would not have the freedom to sneak around and lie and carry on until you get caught without these people. So show respect. Okay. And if you see one in a restaurant, and there's dogs and animals, even cats, that are used in war. They're used to carry things. They're used to carry notes back and forth. They're used to fight. They're used for a lot of reasons. Okay. No, they're not fighting, if you will. But there's also bomb dogs. There's sniffing out all this stuff. They can sniff things that we cannot smell. So, no, we're not sending our dog into battle, but they are on the front lines. They are doing work for the betterment of us. They are serving in the military. So if you see these animals in a restaurant or a veteran in a restaurant with their pet, I don't care if the pet is eating off the plate. They went to war. They did a job to keep you safe and keep you free. So knock it off. If you don't like it, go leave. If it grosses you out, go leave. But you have the freedom to be grossed out because these animals did a job for you. Anyway, little vent there because I get so mad. Okay. So what else is different? What else is different? Okay. Your service animals must have training and you must be able to provide a paper now that says, yes, I can be here. Here's the paper. Here's the training. Here's this, not just a card or certificate that anybody can make up. Your emotional support animals must have a letter from a psychiatrist. So technically, my doctor's note collaborated with my counselor is not going to work for me. But I'm trying to find those people to do that because I do have some problems from when I was with the abuser. I have severe PTSD. I have social anxiety disorder. I'm coming back from all of it, babies. No one's going to keep me down. But when I go into a store right now, I shake. Okay, even if I know the people at the register, I shake. Okay, this is what happens. Okay, so this is what happens when you get kidnapped and kept for a year and the police don't help you. I don't know when I'm going to let go of that because someone wants to help me. The organization wants to help me sue them. But anyway, they didn't do their job and I got abused in every way. So let's go over the questions that people were writing in for this. One thing I think that's important is to know is there a national registry? No, there is not a national registry. Each site that's accredited, you can't just go to any site. Each site that is accredited has their own registry. And on the letter and the certificate and everything, it will inform you as to where to go check. Okay. Now, hey, I see myself. That's freaking awesome. How'd that get up there? Anyway, uh, let's see. So many questions. Okay, we've gone over the difference between a service support animal and an emotional support animal and a service animal. ESAs don't have to be trained to do their job. They're natural at it. Service dogs have to be trained to do their job. One is for emotional support and the other one does everything. Like Casey, I could have gotten her registered as a service dog. I never did, never felt the need to. We went over the new laws. They can, emotional support animals, a couple of things on a plane. One, they can charge you to have them there. They must be on your lap or in your foot space. Two, that's some airlines. Other airlines now have the ability to deny you completely. So before you get on a plane, with your emotional support animal, make sure that you call and ask what their rules are. Okay, the service dogs always have to be allowed. They always have to show the paperwork now, and they must be on your lap or in between your legs. They can't cause, none of them, emotional support animals or service animals, cannot cause trouble. They can kick them out. Okay, do I qualify to have an emotional support animal or a service dog? Okay, do you have a psychiatrist or a therapist? Has your therapist told you, or have you had, told you that you have severe PTSD, social anxiety disorder, severe panic attacks, or a mental condition in which you need that animal as comfort? Okay, that would be up to your psychiatrist. You can't just go to a psychiatrist and say, I've got this, this, and this, write me a note. You're going to go through counseling. You're going to get diagnosed. Okay. Okay, for a service dog, you have to have some sort of incapacity where you cannot do things for yourself and you need their help. Where, for instance, they can also be used. Part of their problem is, not part of their problem. Part of their job is also emotional support, but they are trained. They must be trained by an accredited place. They must be by your side. You must have that service dog training paper, and you have to show it now. What do I need as proof? Well, for an emotional support animal, you need the psychiatrist note. For the service dog, you need their service dog training papers. You're going to need a doctor to agree that you need it. But it depends upon what you're dealing with and, your disability. You might even need a psychiatrist note. You just contact your physician and let them know. Can my service dog or emotional support animal be asked to leave an establishment? Yes, if they're causing trouble. Now, certain establishments can deny your emotional support pet. Be aware of that. Service dogs cannot be denied unless they're causing a trouble. Okay, I told you there's no national registry. Yes, you can have more than one service animal, but it's very specific. Your doctor, your psychiatrist, whomever has to approve that you actually need two. They have to be for two different reasons, okay? And it has to be pretty important. What types of animals can be registered for service or ESA animals? Oh, Lord. birds, basically just about any type of animal with four legs. Horses, many horses. I believe I saw once somebody had a. Let's just do this list here. What type of animals can be a. Now, don't be thinking you can go get an apartment with a mini horse. It's been done, but domesticated animal can be a support animal. This includes dogs, cats, rabbits, hamsters, birds, miniature horses, pigs, and more. However, the animal must be under the owner's control in public and not be a nuisance at home. Oh my goodness. So, like if it's a little ferret and he's behaving himself, yeah. Aw. Yeah, the story that I was going to tell you was about the lady and the birds. Oh my God. It happened around here. I don't think she was really a support animal like a lot of people. I think she just went, that's my support pet, you know. But her clue was she took the whole cage and two animals. Red flag, most, unless you have prior authorization and a need for two support animals, you're only going to get a paper for one. So don't believe anybody unless they show you paperwork. Sorry about that. Oh, so much paper. So if your animal does not have the proper training or paperwork, can they still be an animal, a support animal, or a service animal? No. Okay. You cannot any longer. They're not going, everybody is going to get around. They can ask you now. Okay. So they can ask you now. You can be denied on airplanes for support animals. When you do have a service dog or support animal that has to be well behaved, they can get kicked off. They have to be able to, if they're allowed, the service animals are allowed. They have to be able to fit on your lap or in between your legs. They cannot be a nuisance. What's the big deal? The big deal is that these animals are doing a job, and when you have an animal that is not trained, is you're just lying about it. It interrupts the animals, and many cases have happened where service dogs have been intimidated and fought with by other animals. Is so scared that they can't do their job anymore. That's why, because that person who has a service animal has a major need. That dog doesn't just sit around with them. That dog helps them with things. The dog, gets them things. The dog takes things from them. The dog, puts the laundry in the laundry basket. The dog opens the door. The dog makes sure they're safe in traffic and outside and they'll get hit by a car. These dogs are incredible. And just not just dogs, other animals too. But I sneak my dog into the store and no one ever asks, so what's the point for the registry and training? Well, that has changed. It didn't make any sense to me anyway, because why? If you're not allowed to ask for certifications, doctor's notes, and service papers, what's the point of even having a registry? But now they are. They got smart. Too much is being affected. These animals are being affected too much and unable to do their job because of people sneaking their animals in. So yes, they can ask you now, and you've always been able to be kicked out service dog or emotional support dog if your animal's making a racket. All right, so what I want to show you is I'm going to show you, and I'm going to put it up in here. This is kind of new, but what I want to show you is, I'm going to give you a minute here. You can take your phone and get the code there, or I'm going to put it in the description area. I do not know if it's in there. I cannot see from where I'm at the description area, but this is also the link And I'm going to see if I can scroll that. I'm going to put it in the description area after the show. And I won't put it in the comments. I don't want to start that because it's horrifying when you get led away. And if I never put anything in the comments where people can reach bad people, then you're not having to worry about that. Okay, so if you ever see anybody put a link in the comments, try to lead you away, that is not me. Okay, so all of it will be in the description afterwards. This will be timestamped so you can get back to it. I think we went over this. I encourage you to now look. Oh, here's the other thing. It says fly with your dog free, psychiatric service dogs only. That has been updated to, yes, you need the psychiatrist paper, but some airlines have the freedom to tell you no, so call first. Others want a fee for you to do. It's still good. The ability to live in any housing, even no pet policy housing. Like the reason that I did it is because not only because Mac is always supporting me and taking care of me. It's true, he does. But he's 14 years old, and my vet wanted me to make him into a service cat because he's not afraid of nothing. He's very friendly. He can stay on focus, kind of like a dog. But the problem became that both of my animals really serve me as like if I get in the bathtub, Casey, my Australian Shepherd, who was a service dog, taught them that, because I did fall asleep a couple times, and she helped me. Okay, she woke me up. Now they've taken over. She passed away in 2018, and they've taken over. They don't like the bathroom door shut. They don't want me in the bathtub. And Matt comes in and meows to get out of the bathtub. And then he'll send Mittens in, who jumps on the edge and walks back and forth. Like, why are you in the bathtub? What's wrong with you? Don't you know you can drown? Don't you know you're just supposed to lick yourself like we do? I mean, it's like, it's reminder like somebody's giving you a lecture. So I end up getting out. But even if I take a shower, they don't like me to shut the door. They have a conniption. So, which is with, I think, most animals. My animals, I think, are doing it for a different reason. But Mac has been absolutely amazing. And when I go to get my apartment, they're starting to only allow one pet now. And this way, or they're charging horrendous fees per pet. This way, Mac, they can't charge security deposit. They can't charge me extra pet fees. And it'll be just like, I have Mac, but I have one other animal as well. So that is that. And now we're going to we're going to talk about a question that has been on my mind that I got for about a week ago. And share screen, window. Here we go. Why do men and women take pity on people, especially if they date them? We have a good heart. We tend to believe someone's having a tough time. And why do we do that? We end up taken advantage of. How do you know when you're being taken advantage of? Well, I'm going to kind of wrote this article, and I'm going to read it, and I'm going to let it sink in. I'd love to hear your answers as well. And okay. Well, I'm supposed to be sharing a full screen. There we go. I'm not sure where it went. Remove. Oh, there we go. That's what I got to do. Still learning this. Hide and branding. Hide. There. Now, we're going to go put it up on the screen here. And I'm going to read it just as it was written. Attention all, have you ever stopped to wonder why women and men alike feel compelled to take pity on those less fortunate or troubled? Well, it's a question that has been pondered for centuries, and yet the answer sometimes still remains a mystery. Not really. It's a question that, as an expert in the field, I can confidently say that the root of the phenomenon lies within the human nature. We're empathetic creatures capable of feeling and understanding the struggles of others. But if we delve deeper, it's simply a moral obligation and need. Do you agree with that? Or is it a display of power and superiority? Well, some may argue that is a way for individuals to boost their egos and gain validation from society. However, for me, it's not. I believe that true compassion from a genuine person is the desire to make a positive impact on others. That's me. I'm not saying those other selfish people are not out there, but does it really matter how a person in need gets helped as long as they get helped? We'll discuss that in a minute. It really takes a strong and courageous soul to step out of their comfort zone and lend a helping hand to someone in need. And let's not forget the impact that it has on the giver as well. It cultivates a sense of gratitude, appreciation for what we have, and reminds us that we're all connected in this world. Okay, it is important to know when someone is taking advantage of you. Yep, we all want to help those in need, and there's a strong urge that comes on, especially for me. I'm an empath. I always want to help everybody. But we must protect ourselves from being used. Here are some signs to look out for. Obviously, if someone's constantly asking for favors without offering anything in return, that's a red flag. Healthy relationship is built on give and take. Constantly asking for favors is not okay. Manipulative behavior. Watch out for those people who make you feel guilty for doing things, for not doing things for them. They may try to make you feel bad for not helping them. Remember, that's toxic. That's not safe. A lack of gratitude. When someone is just acting entitled, they never thank you and they never act like they appreciate you and taking you for granted. It's a clear sign they're using you. A genuine person will always have gratitude for you. Okay, this is a tricky one. Asking for money. Be very cautious for people constantly asking for money. They have a genuine need, but they never pay you back. Always have an excuse. They may be taking advantage of your generosity. Okay, here's the big one. This is the biggest sign. Someone is fully capable, but seem to never catch a break. Or you find yourself always helping them when they can help themselves. A huge sign is when you do all the work and you see them doing little to nothing. They're not making the changes. They're just making excuses. I can't catch a break, dag nabbit. Some of us really do have trouble. But say you're with this person and you're helping them out because they lost their job and real situation here. Okay, my car stopped working. I had a Saturn and I had a person from a single site who was very, very nice. He came over and it was just, what do you call it? The spark plug need to be screwed in. Okay, great. Well, years later, I was able to repay that. I always wanted to repay that. So when he was down on his luck and he didn't have, he was about ready to lose his house, I went over and I thought, this is my chance because I don't feel right about never giving back. But as the year went on, I realized he would sign up for jobs. He would get jobs, but there would always be a reason he got fired. He didn't make the quota. He wasn't going to go to work with, there were drug addicts all over the place, fights all over the place. Just now, all of these, this is the perfect thing that I know you're going to say. Sometimes people can say something that touches you and makes you having to correct them feel wrong. It makes you agree with them. Because no, I wouldn't want him to go to work where there were fights all over the place. But he needed a job. But after 3 or 4 jobs, excuse, I started to realize that I was being taken advantage of. Okay. So just remember that. Not everybody, now, like in this town, they have signs up that say desperately hiring, right? You put in an application and they tell you they're not hiring right now. Why are you desperately hiring for months and not hiring right now? Did you hire anybody? No, they're just collecting applications so that they could show the labor board that they're trying to meet the needs that are required for their business. Okay. But they're not actually meeting the needs because they're not hiring anybody. So there are situations where that's true, but these people, they're fully capable. They tend to sit on the couch. They tend to not go to interviews or go to them and make excuses. They tend to literally, the same thing in your personal life, like they're not helping you cook, they're not helping you clean, they're not contributing in any way, or they're contributing very little, and you find yourself running back and forth, or you say, well, why don't you get a job at McDonald's? And they say, oh, I would never work there. I'm above that, or something like that. Anyway, just remember this last part. Fully capable humans. Okay, if this person is fully capable, and let me tell you something. I know people who don't have legs who have jobs. So don't take that as an excuse, a handicap as an excuse either. If they're not bringing any money and they're not on disability, they got to go. So remember, it's okay to say no, even when you feel what they're saying is right. All righty here. She's barking because her daddy's home. All right, let's go and look at some questions and answers, okay? Oh boy, this is going to be interesting here. Okay. I caught a couple questions earlier from some people, and I'm just pulling them up. Okay, so give me a second here. Please ignore the Barker. I'm going to change your name to Bob Barker. Okay. Okay. I've been with a guy for short of 2 years. We don't live together. He's amazing in every way possible, completely most different than most guys previously with. He struggles to open up, but is working on it. In his previous relation, he was shut down and she cheated on him. He's very old school. Recently, a few things haven't sat right with me. He's closed off. He never gives me half of a story on things. He says he's going to a place, always the same one. I ask why. He says, I got to sort a few things. So I'll say, his reply is always a few things to work. So I don't question that, as it is his own business. But the place have started going with kids on days out and nights as somewhere different, and he always says, I'm not going there. I don't like that area, which I found a bit strange. He owns his own. Okay, I've read enough here. Okay, this is someone who is keeping things from you, and the excuse that he's been hurt in prior relationships, what does that have to do with he never gives you, I'm going to McDonald's, I'm going to so-and-so park. He never tells you. And that is an indication, if he's not telling you exactly where he's going, he doesn't want you to know, which means he's doing something that you would not agree with. So he needs to be dumped. Okay. You need to stop understanding the insides of a person and start understanding what they're showing you. This is what empaths do this all the time. We look inside and we look at their potential, we see their pain, and then we get taken advantage of. There is no, like I told you in the past, like a dog and a cat. Dogs and cats, you're good or you're bad. They see what you did. I don't see the inside of you. Okay. See how you're acting. You go by what they're acting. Get out of the compassionate mode and get into the reality mode. And reality mode is this dude is keeping things from you. So whether he's got his own business, it doesn't make a difference. If he's an honest person, he's going to be like, I'm going to JoJo's bar to give him an estimate or something, you know. I'm just making stuff up so you have examples. All right. Here's another one. I'm dating someone's baby daddy who's still in contact with the baby mama. I kind of don't know how to feel about this because they also chat, obviously, not only about the child, how the child is doing. That person has not put boundaries and limits on his baby mama. Okay, having a baby with someone is a very intimate thing, whether someone just is making them or not. And the fact that those two are not just talking about the baby thing, it obviously does make her feel uncomfortable. And I would feel uncomfortable too. Okay. When will guys learn that you can't have the ex and the baby mama and the current too? That it makes, even if you're a girl doing the same thing with the opposite sex, it's not a part of the woman's code. There's a reason for that. It makes the other person that you care about feel uncomfortable. That's why everything is transparent. There's no hanging out. There's no personal conversations with the ex. That's why. Okay. If you hang out with that person, that's kind of weird. I was in a relationship where the ex was always involved and where his best friend, who was a girl, was always involved too. No. Okay. One, I had every date we had his best friend who's a girl in it. No. Okay. No, you don't do that. If you have a problem with the person that you're with, you talk to them face to face. You don't get advice from your ex or your baby mama or your baby daddy, whatever. Okay, that is way beyond the boundaries. And there's a reason for that. I say she needs to put down her foot. You need to put down your foot and say, look, if you have a problem with me, we talk about it. There are no personal conversations with your baby mama. You know, you talk about the kids. You know, maybe if she needs some advice for her life and a new boyfriend, sure. But you have to be separate. If you're separate, you have to be separate. You cannot be separate and together. It hurts too much. It's hurting me too much. And then obviously you got to take the consequence. If he's not willing to do that, then you got to let him go. Okay, let's see. Stays with her a lot. Okay. So I live with my mom, his cousin, and his dad and I have mom that lives next door to my workplace. I work nights part-time, so I usually stay at my mom's often. She also lives alone, so I stay with her a lot. I finish work and I stay at hers to sleep once or twice a week. Then I come home the next day. My boyfriend hates this. I'm starting to feel suffocated. Okay. Oh boy. Of course, this is an anonymous question. Whoever you are, I don't know what hour you're getting off of work or if it's unsafe to leave your neighborhood where you work or whatever to come home, but you need to let go and go back to your boyfriend, okay? No one can compete with the mama or the daddy. And if you're not willing to do that, you need to let him go. And I know it's only twice a week, but of course, I think he's wondering. It sounds like he's texting her wondering if that's what she's really doing. Do you see the mistrust that this puts in? Why are you not home with him? But he has an insecurity problem as well. It sounds like you two need to sit down and talk about this. Okay, nobody wants to be in competition with the ex or the parents. Just remember that. Okay. Yep, if you're not getting laid in your relationship, that's another question. I'm not getting laid in my relationship and I'm so tired of this. I'm done with it. There you go. I'm sorry, it sounds low class maybe to you guys, but I've realized over life that a person who doesn't like sex and a person who does like sex, it never works out. Someone's always miserable, especially for a guy, because guys are physical. Understand that's a part of who they are. But it sounds like in that one, it's the girl that's the problem. And if he ain't having sex with you and he doesn't have a sexual problem like ED, who else is he doing it with? Okay. Oh, 20 and 22. Lied and cheated on her. Yeah, she can't trust him. Basically, she's asking what she should do because she can't trust him. There's nothing that you can do if you cannot find trust in your relationship. That's perfectly all right. You have a reason. Just don't carry it over into your next relationship. Dump them. Once somebody cheats on me, that's it. We're done. Ever, forever. Okay, well, this one doesn't. I have a friend, she went to propose to her boyfriend. I told her not to do it. I think she should not do it, yet she's going to do it anyways. Okay, first of all, that's not enough information. Is the boyfriend bad to her? Is the boyfriend toxic? Or do you just think it's wrong for a girl to propose to a guy? Number one, it's not your life. And if the guy is good to the girl, it's not your business. Oh boy, here's one. My boyfriend lives in a different state. We're planning to move in together, but I'm the one moving to the state he resides. We just had a baby. She doesn't want to move. She doesn't want to move in with him. At the same time, she thinks for the baby's sake, they need to try to live together, but she's not happy. She doesn't love him. No, never move for a man. And I'm not calling man bad, but I've had every time I've moved for a man, it has ended for some reason. And this one, you have a baby. So go, if you want to be closer to him, then you might move there and then give it more time. But if you're not in love with him, definitely don't move in with him. See all the red flags? She's not listening to her heart, her head, or her gut. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, I wanted to show you something. Let me see if I can get in. Oh, I know where it's at. Okay, there was this guy who was texting me. And I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. Hold on. Hold on. It's easier that way. And he acts like he wants everything. It was filled out. You know, his profile was filled out. He was talking to me correctly. So I gave him my text now number. Okay, we were just talking about, my profile said I'm not looking for hookups, right? What's wrong with my eyes lately? There we go. Okay, I get him on the text to say, look, I'm not looking for a hookup. And his response is, got to start somewhere, so why not there? We are both adults and it's no one's business. No. I said to him, that might have worked if I was in my 20s, but I'm in my 50s now and I'm not that stupid. So again, if you start a sexual relationship with someone, if they say they want friends and then maybe more, and you want a relationship, dump them. They mean they want friends. They want friends with benefits. If they say they just want, oh, let's start, we can have sex and it'll develop into something. No, it never does. Don't do that either. So it is 8:44 and we're talking about, wow, love. And you don't know how many people, 9 out of 10 people do not read your profile. They do not listen. and they completely get on my nerves. Well, I know that that thing was that the burned haystack dating method was supposed to help you with making friends, and then it wouldn't be as annoying. But when 9 out of 10 people don't read your profile, and 1 to 2 out of 10 act like whew, inappropriate, like I want, oh, why? I know some of y'all like that Duck Dynasty stuff, but I don't. I feel like this is someone's. I want to show you something. I don't want to be inconsiderate to anybody, but I feel like where'd it go? I am on StreamYard. Okay. Chrome tab. There we go. All right, watch this. Okay. Do you see that? I'm not saying he's not a good looking fellow, but I think this looks like pubic hair growing on his chin. I think you have to know what you're doing, and you have to be a special person, special guy to have this or longer. I mean, it's not even, I know I'm not perfect, but it makes me wonder what food's gotten stuck in there, how often he cleans it. I just gets totally absorbed in it's disgusting, to me. Okay. If you do it right, okay. But I don't feel like that person did it right. It's like if you're going to grow that, then you got to do a whole bunch of other stuff to maintenance it. That's it. By the way, guys, my hair's still wet. I'm losing my voice. Oh boy. And watching this one site that I'm on and these young women answering each other, you could tell they need more experience in life, but what you gonna do? All right, I have not figured out what next week is going to be about yet. If you have any ideas, please let me know. I would be totally happy to talk about just about anything. Man, it's warm in here. So, a recap, if someone's taking advantage of you, you'll know it. They're fully capable of doing things and stuff. And it doesn't matter. It's okay. Like the abuser. He would sit in that chair and say his back hurt and he couldn't get up and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, he'd get up to get beer. So pay attention. If you know that the person's getting up to get themselves a beer, they can get up to go to the bathroom, you're being taken advantage of. Don't let them do that. So, it's 8:47. We usually talk a lot more than this. Let's see what else we have here. I think we're going to be done a little bit early tonight. We're only 48 minutes, and I'm going to let you guys get off of here early. And it'll be 24 hours before all the links are posted in the description box. So, and the timestamps, okay? Because I got to work tonight. Why is it suddenly getting really hot in here? All right. Love you guys. Take care. And remember, the week is yours. Every decision that you make, yes or no, counts. You're making it for yourself. Okay? Do something this week that makes your inner self happy. Bye.